Okay, so by email, we got a question from Daniel asking, I'm applying for a job to secure employment before starting my working holiday visa, but nobody replies to me. Any tips? I want a picking job.
Picking jobs, seasonal jobs. If you're not here, people don't want you to reply to you. Usually for those kind of seasonal jobs, Kiwis will only call people that they know can be here at work tomorrow. That's the first thing, right? And so when you send your CV and you don't have a New Zealand number on it, it's an automatic write-off for them. So for those kind of seasonal jobs, I would strongly advise to be in New Zealand before you start applying for a job. Trying to secure those kind of seasonal employments before even arriving in the country is basically a waste of time. I know it's not nice to say, but they're not really forward planning here in New Zealand. They're very much last minute.
Yeah.
And so this is basically how that's going to be. Now, to find jobs in New Zealand, are you okay if I'm taking the lead on this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So now, to find job in New Zealand, first step, you need a New Zealand phone number. So when you arrive here, you grab yourself a SIM card. We have so much advice on BackpackerGuide.NZ, and even in those videos, if you check out, we talk about phone at least twice a month. We have a question about phone, so make sure you check those one and you know which company to use. And once you get a New Zealand phone number, then you need to work on a New Zealand kind of style CV if you want to. Now, on BackpackerGuide.NZ, same thing, we have a lot of information about doing a New Zealand CV, and I cannot stress enough how much of a difference it makes to have a New Zealand style CV compared to have just a CV that just a translation of your CV from back home. Like a German, a French, even American CV is so different in format than what a New Zealand CV is. So if you just translate it, it just looks odd. So don't do that, and make sure that you do a New Zealand CV. We have put so much time and effort. I'm not joking. I'm speaking about that with passion because I've spent so much time and effort writing so many guides to help you make those CVs. Seriously, take the time to do it. You will spend an hour and a half doing it. It's not going to be the most fun hour and a half in your life, but once it's done, it's going to speed up your job search process so much. It's totally worth it. So once you've done New Zealand CV, you make a cover letter, which is slightly bit different for each employer. Make sure you personalize them. There is nothing more than a copy and paste.
Yeah.
When we receive application for, we do hire interns and stuff like that. When we receive application and we just get a copy and paste, it's an automatic deletion. Like honestly, because when you skim through so many of those, you just want a candidate which are kind of interested, which is quite cool. Now, one of the best way to actually get a job is to show up in person. New Zealanders are really much like face-to-face, so you just walk in and you show up in person. That definitely helps, especially for jobs like fruit picking and everything, where the paperwork is not as important. I mean, by paperwork I say cover letters and CV. It's not that important. Still need to have a contract and all of that, right? You need paperwork. But yeah, that's quite important. But if you want to have peace of mind and make sure that you actually secure employment when you arrive in New Zealand, book yourself in a working hostel. If you want to go to Hastings Napier, book yourself in the Archie's Bunker. Tina Carr over there, which is the owner, she places people for work all the time. So you just, you flick her an email, you say, okay, I'm going to book myself, for 2 months with you, blah, blah. And, she's going to sort out work for you. You go to Tauranga and you go to the Pacific Coast Lodge. The team over there, Matt and his wife, Sarah, are amazing at finding jobs for people. They work with farmers constantly, with growers constantly. They even drop you off at work. They organize carpooling to drop you off at work. So you sort yourself like straight away a couple of months accommodation with those guys. They will place you for work. You just take yourself a bus to Tauranga and you just sort your life out afterwards. Make sure to flick them an email and tell them you have to work at this point. And it's just so easy. So I would definitely, if you're that stressed about finding a job for picking straight away when you arrive, just go for working hostels. You're way too stressed, man. You need to kind of take a chill pill. You're here to explore New Zealand. There is going to be so much to visit. There is so much to see. Work is that's what the working holiday visa is. Work should be not the main purpose of your trip. Holidaying should be the main purpose of your trip, and work should be the second purpose of your trip. And that's definitely what it is going to be in New Zealand. You're going to feel that the New Zealand work culture is very different. Yeah. And so it's very much last minute. But if you do need this peace of mind, I cannot stress enough that working hostels are the way to go for you.
Yeah, and we've also got more information about working hostels on BackpackerGuide.NZ, so we'll make sure to put that in the link in the description for the rebroadcast after this video.